So my name is Christian Seeley. I've been looking after the great historic Super Second vineyard in Pauillac, Pichon-Baron, for 20 years now. And today I'd like to talk to you about our second wine, Les Tourelles de Longueville. And the vintage we're going to look at is the 2014. So Pichon-Baron is an historic vineyard. It's been recognized as one of the great vineyard terroirs of Bordeaux for very many years, and it was classed among the very small groups of Deuxième Grand Cru in 1855, just after the few Premier Cru. So it's therefore a great terroir of Bordeaux and thus of the world. Within the 72 hectares of our vineyard at Pichon-Baron, there are various different types of soil with various different characteristics which are suitable in some cases for the Cabernet Sauvignon grape, in some cases for the Merlot, some for the Cabernet Franc or Petit Verdot. And we make different wines at our property according to the nature of the different terroirs. The Grand Vin of Pichon-Baron, it normally comes from a few parcels where Cabernet Sauvignon grapes particularly thrive. And so the Grand Vin tends to be around 80% of Cabernet Sauvignon. But we also have within our vineyard some really wonderful Pauillac terroir with a slightly different profile and a slightly different climatic condition, which is more suitable for the Merlot grape. And one of these parcels is called the Sainte-Anne parcel, and that is principally planted to Merlot. And every year we use this parcel as the geographical basis for the second wine, Les Tourelles. Les Tourelles, as a consequence, is a classic Pauillac wine, but with a majority of Merlot. In the case of this 2014, we have about 65% of Merlot. There's 20% of Cabernet Sauvignon, there's 10% of Cabernet Franc, and there's 5% of Petit Verdot. And this is actually the only wine we make where all four of those grapes are used. And each varietal gives something to the wine. And Les Tourelles always has a complex character as a result of that. This 2014 is no exception. 2014 was a really lovely year here in Bordeaux. The summer was relatively cool. It was sunny, but it wasn't a hot summer. But what really made 2014 special was a wonderful, warm, sunny end of season in September and the early part of October. And this really special autumn gave us perfect conditions to get the grapes completely ripe. And so what you have from the 2014 wines is wines with perfectly ripe grapes and lovely freshness and complexity. And this 2014 is exactly like that. Because of the large proportion of Merlot, you have wonderfully seductive, ripe, attractive fruit on the initial attack. But you also have the underlying freshness that you get from the Cabernets, the 20% of Cabernet Sauvignon, the 10% of Cabernet Franc, and also the different aromatics that those varietals give. And then, very interestingly, actually, the 5% of Petit Verdot, which is a very small proportion, adds wonderful strength, backbone, and freshness to the blend. The overall result is a classic Bordeaux wine that is drinking superlatively well today. So that's our Tourelle 2014, and I hope you enjoy the wine.